Hey, what is up, plant community? Deciding I'm gonna do some updates and a blog, because why not? It's a rainy, gloomy day, of course. But I figured I'd do a little bit of updates too on some things. So, like this guy has put out a little baby. Then the finger lady palm has managed to stay outside for a while. But I've been bringing it in whenever it gets too cold out because they can only take 25 degrees for brief periods of time. The ginger's doing really well. Of course, I've been bringing it in too. All hostas, all dead. Only thing that's still green is the ferns right here. The Christmas ferns. The it's so muddy over here. So I'm also trying to figure out warm areas too for the tropical garden up in here. So this grass has pretty much had it, and once it completely goes brown, I'm cutting it back down to the ground because that's what you gotta do with them. And what's funny is it's still trying to go, and the temperatures even tonight are gonna drop very low. So it's gonna get cold again. We're gonna get some more frost. But I'm guessing this. It's so muddy. I'm guessing this area is kind of like a little warm zone, like especially up in here in this area. Because, I mean, if it wasn't, this wouldn't be back budding right here, which none of the other grasses are really back budding, and that's still green, and it's been frosty, and it's still going. Anyways, that's neither here or there. I'll do a whole video on finding your warm spots and all that some other time. That's still green. Still looking good. Yeah, that's all the stuff from these guys right here. The hostas. Love hostas. Hostas are awesome. Give a tropical look. Oh, so muddy over there. I'm telling you, I can't wait to dig that whole little square area up and just put nothing but mulch there. Leading a trail from here all the way over there to the little garden area because it's going to be way better and it's not going to be as muddy. But it's going to be good for bananas. Going back in here. It's kind of nice and warm too, so that's always nice. It's not really too cold. Oh, we got my bonsais, at least the ones you can see. You can't really see the poinsettia, but he's looking kind of bleh too. I gave this guy from the original video more of a harder prune. I have plans on taking more branches off, but I don't want to take too much off because it's winter and I don't want to really take too many leaves off. I want to try to keep as many leaves on there as I can because there's a lot less light. So this guy's still pushing up growth. And remember, anything that's still green out here, some of them are plants I still take in, or some of them just can take it because it's not as cold as it originally used to be. So like the cypress here, he's alright. He'll be fine with a little bit of frost. Same with the rose bushes. They'll be fine, even though by now usually they would have dropped all their leaves and they would have went into a dormancy, and all you would have seen is what would have been like sticks in the ground, but they haven't lost all their leaves because the frost hasn't been too strong, pretty much. My Little flowers here. My begonias, waxleaf begonias, are kind of they're there. Honestly, I don't think I should have dug them up because they're big and they're coming back. I just wanted to save some money, but I mean, they were cheap. I should have even messed with them. I feel like I wasted soil just messing with them. This fountain grass I bring into when it gets too cold. It's looking alright. We got the what we call Dracena spike, but it's really just a quarter line. Because trust me, right now, Dracena would not love this temperature. It's doing all right. It's doing better than the one I have inside. All my daylilies, I feel like they're confused if they should grow or if they should go dormant. I feel like they don't know what to do right now. See, like that one lost some leaves and now it's coming back like I don't know what to do. This guy I repotted him. I didn't do the whole repot process because it was cold. I just wanted to hurry up and get into a pot, and the reason why I did this is to try and keep the roots a bit more warmer. Um, and he's putting up a new frond for me. So that's exciting. I always love it when I can get some more fronds. Especially on those guys. They grow kind of slow anyways. My gold cypress, sorry. It's doing really well. I put some mulch down here to hold moisture. I feel like this one's confused too. I feel like it doesn't know if I should grow or drop my leaves. Here's the desert garden. I kind of had to trim some cacti back and I gave them to my neighbor to plant. I finally got my yucca. Yeah, I'm not going to go to Lowe's anymore because they're like really expensive for like a variegated yucca. And this guy wasn't really expensive for the size he is, and I'm fine with that size. But I think what's going on here is right there, the soil is holding too much water. So I'm going to dig up all the old soil from all the old yuccas because I think I think the old roots is also holding a lot of the water, which is no good. You don't want that. You don't want anything for a desert garden really holding water, which is why nothing grew here for a long time when they took the bushes out. So I'm gonna try to get some sand and try to help this guy out. And maybe I wasn't babying it enough. It could have been too, because what I would do is I just plop it in the ground and water it, and I'm good. And I guess maybe you have to baby them before they can accept the soil that they're in. Oh, and then an update on the sedum here. Lemon coral sedum. Still going. Still going. To me, that's amazing because lemon coral sedum is labeled as an annual here in my zone because I live in Indiana, a zone 6. And the lemon coral sedum is labeled for a zone 7. But it is managing here. And I'm honestly amazed by that. And of course, this guy's still in his pot, by the way, and I will eventually take him out of the pot and put him in the ground. Um, Other than that, that's really about it of the updates. And hopefully this guy grows because, like, here commonly we see the green yuccas grown here, and it's not too common to see the variegated yuccas. So I've tried to grow some interesting things, and this is just a little bit of my desert garden area. I got some nice cacti, and got some hens and chicks, and a yellow variegated yucca, and something you would see here. I always like trying to garden with something you wouldn't see here. Something interesting, something unique. Like palms, you don't see palms commonly grown here. You'll see a lot of rose bushes, daylilies, which are invasive here, ivy, which has become very invasive, which it doesn't kill the tree. It only kills the tree if it's not managed, because it will shade out the foliage on the tree. But anyways, and then here, I don't know what I'm gonna put here, because see, like during the winter, rains will push up against the wall and it'll push up against the back wall, kind of, but not too much. And see, this area usually does not get water whatsoever, and I have to water everything here. Like from where this is down here, all the way down, it does not get water, and I have to water everything. So I don't know what I'm gonna put here. I was thinking about a sable miner, getting some seeds, trying to start those, and putting maybe plopping a seed in there and seeing how it'll do. They should be fine here. So just trying to get this area looking a little bit more tropical and good for the winter as well, I guess. Gives me something green to look at when everything else is, well, as you can see, dead. Alright. Loud kids. Oh, I had rocks in this bonsai, but I went ahead and took them out because I feel like it was killing the moss. So I felt like the moss had like no room to spread. I feel like it was really doing damage to my moss. And ever since I did that, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like my moss perked up a bit. It looks better now, and I feel like it has definitely perked up way more because now it has more room to grow and spread, I guess. Um, Ficus Oso Lily doing all right. That guy, the Lantana. Oh, don't you just love them as bonsais? It's kind of getting on my nerves, to be honest. Like, I had this section that was doing good, and that was going to be my leader, and it died. So now I got some budding here, got some budding there. I guess that's going to have to be my new leader. But I'm going to need something up front, so I'm going to have to cut something back. Lantana might not like it. I don't know what's so wrong about this tree. Maybe they just don't take well to being bonsai like I thought they would. Cause see, here you got a lot of dead wood now. I got like a lot of dead wood. Cause originally my plan was, let me just rotate it, is it was gonna be a 3 trunked tree. And now I'm gonna have to really cut that dead wood back, and I'm not gonna have it as a 3 trunk tree now because it's only gonna be a 1 trunk because the rest of it died. Lantanas are just so hard to bonsai for some reason. I don't know why. It's just one of those things I got to figure out. They got a little bit of a bud right there, so I guess it's just one of those things I'ma have to figure out. Maybe I messed up, maybe the hard prune was way too much for the little antenna and it could take a hard prune like that. And I just didn't really appreciate it. Or maybe it's one of the ones that before you mess with the roots, you gotta trim down and get the way you want, then mess with the roots. I don't know. It's just one of those ones I got to figure out. And the person who gave me this offered to give me another one, but I told her, well, let's see if this one dies first, because for all I know, it could still continue to live, which it is. It is. They just need lots of water, which is another thing I feel like I failed at on the healing process. And maybe I also messed up with bonsaiing it In the winter, you know what's funny is previously, before then, I said that was it of the updates, but here I am still giving updates on my blog, so it's kind of like, it is what it is. You can't really expect me to say something and then me go, oh yeah, well this is the end of it, no, because that's usually not how this works. And the moss is doing really good in there. This moss, I'm not sure. I've seen a little bit of green in there, so maybe it'll spread some spores and do something. Then we got this one, which is looking. Now this looks way darker than it really is. It's not really. Place that there for now. It's not really all that dark there. It's actually way more brighter than it is on camera. That's why we still got some budding. Maybe I just gotta chop the top, and I did give it a root prune, so it's not in the same soil and rock decoration that it was in previously. So I did do that. I did root prune it. And maybe the foliage just ain't going with the root prune. Maybe it was too much to keep the foliage. So maybe I just have to do a complete deadhead of it, which would be kind of disappointing. But it is what it is with these things. Rock Fig finally put out a new leaf. I feel like they're having a little bit of trouble here too, because like during the winter we don't get much light at all, and like I really need some grow lights. Like I'm not even gonna lie, for my tropicals, I really need some grow lights. But then again, I also like to see how well they would do with just normal Indiana weather. So it's kind of like an experimentation. Hey, what could actually survive in Indiana? You know, if it was warmer. Uh, a lot of things would survive. It's just maybe besides lantana, it's a difficult one to bonsai. But I only lost one leaf on Ficus Oh So Little Leaf. So this guy, this tea tree, I've lost a bunch of leaves on him, but I think that was outdoor leaves, and it's just now putting on some indoor leaves. Because I noticed these leaves are kind of a little bit more elongated rather than the more compact leaves. So, like this guy compared to that one, you can kind of see the difference. It's more elongated. Anywho, it's still putting out flowers, surprisingly, and is still bearing fruit, which is a surprise because I would think a tree, when it's not getting much light at all, would be putting out fruit, but it is. I'm very happy with it. Go in the kitchen now. So, got some updates in the window. These guys are starting to root. I put this in the window for my mother. I went ahead just chopped this. Excuse the mess. But yeah, there's a lot of dishes we need to do, so. Yeah, because I remember I was trying to grow this as a normal well, not a bonsai, but as a normal tree, and it didn't do well. It just, the trunk would lean like that. I was like, yeah, that's not gonna be able to hold branches. Not like that. Yeah, so I just chopped it. I'm gonna make it into a bonsai now. This guy, he was doing. Oh, he needs watered. His leaves are very soft. Okay, so we'll make sure to do that. But anywho, this guy was doing good for me, and it had a bud there that I accidentally knocked off, and I feel like I definitely set it back because ever since then I have not seen another single bud on it, and I'm like, oh, well, crap, sorry. to my friend who gave it to me. She also gave me this, which is really awesome, a golden pothos. A full head of golden pothos. Like that would have been $5 to $6 in a box store, which is really awesome. She said, "Hey, listen, I know you said you don't have a golden pothos anymore, and I know you like golden pothos." So she said, "Here's a whole head." I'm like, "Thank you." I said, "That's cool. I'll put it up here." I told her I already have a golden pothos because I told her what I did is I managed to save some from the previous plant that died on me. But I'm still happy to have it, hey, because if that baby dies or anything like that, I have more golden pothos. And that grows relatively fast. My tiger bark ficus doing relatively good. And then we got these guys, which I potted up. I was gonna do a video on them. And I decided not to because on that day it was really cold and I was like, yeah, I just need to kind of get them potted up. And then we have this guy right here, which it's got a yellow leaf here. If my videos bother you because my plants ain't perfect, well, I don't want perfect plants. That's just not reality. That's just non-existent. So like best example is I was trying to keep this stem here so that way back bud, but it looks like it's going to just die all the way back to the base. So I'm just going to completely rid it. But this guy looks like he's going to back bud and get some flowers. Like right here, still good too. So my orchid is going to get some flowers. And he gets a little bit of midday sun. So yeah, that's awesome. Looking back behind me, make sure there's no more plants or anything I need to update on. I did not get the dad off my dad's spider plant, but I did leave it on. It'll just fall off. It'll just do its own thing. And we got some sun. Oh, always lovely when we get some sun, and it really helps the trees out, even though there's not going to be much of it. But oh, look how beautiful this forest is in the light. I just love it. I just love it. It looks so great. I love my Norfolk Island pine forest. Anyways, oh, and from the cannas, I did manage to save some leaves. I mean, leaves, seeds. Words are hard ever since 2020 and being isolated. I'm so terribly sorry. Then, of course, this is a mess because this is where I placed the pots. And I did manage get that out there. I did save my cannonballs, and look how many I got this year. A lot of good looking cannonballs. I did, however, accidentally break some rhizomes. I've talked to a few people about it. They said, yeah, it should be fine. Just let it harden off, because what happened is like I had some big old rhizomes, and I did not know how big my rhizome has gotten this year. So it like got real big, and then I had a couple of other little normal rhizomes like this. And I did not realize that. And so when I dug up the biggest rhizome, which is this guy that I think is one of them that I split in half, I hit it with my shovel and I completely split the rhizome. And I was like, oh, I hope it doesn't die. Like I've never split a rhizome on my canna lilies before, and yeah, I guess they said they're gonna be fine. I think they're gonna be fine because I don't see no dead part there. So yeah, that's just a little bit of an update. Not really much of a blog, more of an update than anything on things that's going on here. Not really a whole lot. Ferret's cage finally got cleaned, and they dug a hole in the little thing there. It was supposed to be a little man-made hammock out of a backpack, but they dug a hole in there and they like sleeping in it, which it's their natural instinct. They like to tunnel. That's what they do. They just tunnel. But yeah, that's really about it. Not really too much going on. Frost hasn't been as strong as it usually is because, by now my rose bushes will have completely defoliated. And then we have my little bonsai show area. So, yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Of course, give me a like, share, and subscribe. It really helps me out. And it helps my channel out. It helps me teach everybody things about plants. And soon, because I've been really busy, I will be putting out a video of just general care for indoor plants. And then maybe I'll do one for separate things like bonsai trees and trees in general, maybe even things like palm trees. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Thank you. Have a good rest of the day.